I finally got my hands on Sideways #4. I swear the universe was trying to keep this comic from me. And I don't know if you're fucking ready, but we're about to be pulled in all directions. Not just sideways. I'm talking vertical. I'm talking diagonals. I'm talking about some shit on the z-axis that your dumb brain can barely comprehend. Okay, let's look at this guy. This is the baddie for this evening. And you know what he looks like? He looks like that makeup show that used to be on Sci-Fi all the time, Face Off. I watched it, you know, I didn't really keep up with it, but when they'd have marathons, I'd watch on it. And it looks like a part of that show where they have two designers working on one makeup, and it has to be fire and ice. And the more creative one is like, let's make them all ice, but fire in the middle. And the one that's less creative is like, I don't know, I was in the bottom 2 last week, and if this idea doesn't work, I could be going home. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, he looks kind of cool, but also I'd like to say, I'm gonna just look at him, think about what he looks like, and then I'm going to say something that you're not going to be able to unsee, okay? Have you thought about what he could possibly look like? I feel like I hyped that up. It's really stupid what I'm about to say, but okay. SpaghettiOs. He's got SpaghettiOs all up inside him. I'll do like Derek James Sideways being... What the hell? Oh, he's rifting. I didn't even realize this. He's got him in a headlock here, but his leg is here because he's rifting, blah, blah, blah. He riffs. It's like portals. Let's just get into this, okay? We see Derek and his friend Ernie, and I think her name is like Ernestine or something 1800s like that. And he's showing the bad guy just burning people alive, I guess, on GNN. Not to be confused with CNN, which induces seizures. I'm trying to get that started. So what do you think? Is this a great idea or what? Derek, tell me you're kidding. Also, she's got a sword on her wall. Totally unrealistic of a teenage girl's room. No way, Ernie. It's our chance to take Sideways prime time. What could possibly go wrong? Don't ever ask yourself that. Don't ever ask yourself that. You know why? Because literally the worst shit of all time is going to happen. It's like you're inviting it in. It's like you're inviting in that bad juju. You don't want to be doing that. Ever. And then, so we see we're in suburban Gotham, which looks kind of remarkably like Forest Hills, where Peter Parker lives. And she says, you mean like the last time a woman lost her arm? Yeah, I'm kind of glad this issue deviates from Kill Speed, because that issue was pretty heavy, and I don't want to hear about her dumb cancer problems for another issue. I know, that was a terrible accident, and I still feel horrible. Seriously, I'm going to be more careful from now on, I promise. How do you be more, just don't... By that definition, I'm careful all the time, because I'm not chopping off arms, but, you know. Derek's working on a whole nother level. And she says, okay, besides being ridiculously dangerous, aren't you supposed to meet your mom for lunch or something? That everybody remember that. That's going to be a big thing. That's not for another hour or so. I'll be back way before then. And then, when I was looking at this lady, this girl, she's got a Konami code patch on her. She's pretty damn cool, alright? She's in the know. Well, Derek has got, like, generic teen skull shirt. It's like, come on. She's obviously the cooler of the two. And we learned that the guy's name is Replicant, and he says he's just going to rift in, grab the bad guy, rift out before he knows what happened. Then I'll dump him someplace stupid before rifting back for my photo op with the other hero. I gotta tell you, Derek, it kind of seems like a weird plan, and I'm just noticing she's got even more like LARPing shit. Ernie. You are very unrealistic. So he goes, he puts his costume on, and she says, okay, what do you know about him? Powers, weakness, shoe size? He says, don't worry, I'll figure it out. I like you, Derek, your confidence, that's like half the battle. And she says, that's not the best attitude for going, no. What would you rather him be? Very, very, unconfident about it? He's got it. Look at that smile. He's fucking got it. Shouldn't you at least Google him at first? Hey, he should be Googling me. You know why he should be Googling you, Derek? Because nobody knows who the fuck Sideways is. It's me and one other guy reading you. Besides, battle, not my style. Oh, Derek, you're not going to make for a very good hero. I feel like there's fighting involved in heroism. Or am I just misremembering every single comic I've ever read? By the time I'm done, everybody will remember to step out with Sideways. Yeah. I think I missed it, but he says something that he's just doing it for the video. I think I missed it. But, and then it cuts to his mom who, he says, I'm meeting her at 2, plenty of time. Wish me luck. That's where you're wrong, Derek, because you were supposed to meet your mom at 1. God, can you do anything right? Jesus. So, I'll skip, it's just 2 pages of his mom being like, Derek, where are you? Oh my God. He was supposed to be here at 1. So, he's late for what he thinks is supposed to be just regular lunch, but it turns out he's late for the interview at his mom's company, a company which is called Darkstar. Now, you ask yourself, what is Darkstar? What do they do? What do they make? What do they produce? Do they create prosthetic, robotic, 3D printed limbs for orphaned human children and orphan puppies, and then they pair the puppies and the orphan children together and find them a home? Is that what the company Darkstar does? Fuck no. What they do is they get kids, they chop off their limbs, and then they get puppies and they chop off their limbs and they kill their entire family so that they all are orphans, even the puppies. They kill everybody. Darkstar is not a good company. At all. Darkstar? No. Hell no. They're a bad company. If you got dark in the title, you're up to no good. Obviously. Quick side note, you know all those videos where it shows like kids getting like 3D printed limbs or Lego arms or something? What the fuck? What is going on? What is happening to these children? How are they losing their arms all the time? What is going on? And they're all like little white kids with blonde hair. Is there some sort of civil war going on in Finland where children are just getting fucking maimed all the time? What is up with that? How are these kids losing these arms? Jesus. And you're like, Lindsey, obviously they were born without their arms. And I say, no, the Lord Jesus Christ wouldn't make children armless, okay? He's good. He's just. Unless it's part of a bigger plan. I don't know. See, this is how you get subscribers right here. Is talking about religion. So, and back to the comic that we're all supposedly here for. So, he arrives in Metropolis, which is far away, and he sees like, oh, we've got a couple firefighters on the scene, and he's not able to just grab the bad guy and go, which I gotta tell you, Derek, I wish your name was like cooler, but it is what it is. He can't just grab the guy and go, and we see that Replicant is fighting this kid named Hotspot. Yeah. Ugh, why don't you just call him Volcanic Vent? Jesus. And so, this guy just picks, I'm just going to call him Volcanic Vent. I like that better. And he just throws him aside, and he's just beating the shit out of him. And we see that Replicant, of course, what his powers are, he replicates powers and threatens people afterward. So, he's about to stomp Volcanic Vent down when our boy Derek, he rips him out of there, and Replicant is a little surprised. And he says, who are you? How'd you do that? Where are you taking me? And Derek Sideways says, catch your breath, Hotspot. And one question at a time. I charge by the minute. Now, my question is, do people get that joke? I mean, I get it. And I'm young-ish. But I'm saying, does anyone younger than me understand why that is a joke? Probably not. And he says, by the way, my name's Sideways. Perhaps you've heard of me? No, never. You gotta remember that Sideways has been on the job for like, a week? And he's already got one severed arm on his, repertoire. That's okay, I've never heard of you either. That's right. Get his ass, Derek. Sideways is a way cooler name than Hotspot. Jesus. But we found out Hotspot was in the Teen Titans for like a second. And, oh no, Replicant is back. And he just is literally just lighting people on fire. I mean, that's serious. That's serious. He's got all sorts of energy going around. He's taking Hotspot's powers, which is a fire blast. And I didn't even realize this crap, because, you know, he is like 17. And he says, maybe if I stay real still, he won't notice me. No chance. He calls him a boy. He tells him he's going to take his powers, and then Sideways tells him, as a Gen Zer, which I don't think anyone's referred to, anyone who is Derek's age hasn't referred to himself as a Gen Zer. Definitely not. This is definitely like 50-year-olds being like, I don't want to say millennial, but I do also want to be blaming them for all the problems. As a Gen Zer, I find your use of the word boy offensive, and your touch making me a little uncomfortable. He bounces back from him, but unlucky for everyone, he got a little bit of Derek's powers, a little bit. And he's like, oh, he can rift. This is a big deal. And you see the little rift symbols, which I don't think I'm sold on it. And we see this comic, which I'm waiting on to get in the damn mail. Memorial Day just screwed everything up. And then we cut back to a scene where his mom is at Darkstar, where she is literally, it's like Lucy, just all a conveyor belt of orphans just getting their arms chopped off. And it's so sad because she says, which is your dominant hand? And she just cuts off the opposite one. And if they stutter about it, she cuts off both while her boss just like rubs her chin and is like, very nice. It's a horrible scene. I can't even show it. And also there's like a maniacal cat just on top of a shelf, which I feel like the cat's involved somehow, but I haven't cracked it yet. So we cut back to, yeah, you don't have to see that. That's alright. So, what the fuck? Replicant, he's like, I don't know, I got these new powers, what's up? Volcanic vent goes after him for a little bit. He gets tossed around like the little bitch that he is, even though the volcanic vents did create all of life. Then how come this character is so damn lifeless? I'm burning these hoes. Okay, so I should thank you boys too for the press 1. Not bad. Good deal. Great deal. We need to stay back. I got this. And he hits him full blast. All you gotta do is die. Okay. So he whooshes this fire at him, but Sideways, he opens up a rift that catches the flames, and he opens up another rift behind Replicant, which I think if he opens one, yeah, I forgot. He opens one and he visualizes where the other one will be, and he just, look at this shit. Getting burned alive is serious. I'd rather get burned alive than drown, that's for damn sure. And he says, my suit is failing, which I thought that was just that guy. I thought it was like a monster, but I don't know. And he said, aren't all these costumes supposed to be flame retardant? Now I've set the bad guy on fire. Ern is gonna kill me. Which, they had this sort of, like, I didn't show it, but they had this thing where she was like, you gotta make that meeting, your mom. It was like this weird old married couple type of dialogue. Which, as far as I know, they're not even dating. But, I mean, it's one of those things where they're obviously gonna get together. So he blasts him with the hose, and he's like, Sideways saves a life, saves the day. No, you've made it worse. You made him mad. He doesn't have a nose. How is this a costume and there's no nose thing? What's going on here? Does he have a caved-in nose? Or is he just a mouth breather, the most extreme mouth breather I've ever seen? So, oh god, this is dope. This is the coolest shit. So he says, I hope those cameras are rolling because you're going to die horribly and I'm going to look good doing it. How did he even do this? It's my understanding that the rifting works by you do the symbol and then you visualize a place. You know what? I don't want to ruin this because it is cool. So he brushes his shoulder. He brushes off his tits, really, his collarbones, his pectorals, and he accidentally opens up little tiny rifts. And then he wipes down like Dave Chappelle in his first Netflix special. Watch that. He like brushes his stomach. It's very odd, and you can't stop focusing in on him when you notice it. And what happens when you open rifts on your body? Boom! You become a fucking... Oh, that actually works. It says boom. You become a fucking piñata that is only filled with confetti and no candy. Kids, don't try this at home. Fucking crazy. Sideways, you wouldn't think he'd be racking up, you know, the body limb count that it does, but It does. So he returns home, and you see that his dad is very blue collar, and he's also a dum-dum who can't figure out the internet. And then Derek finds out that the internship was actually the interview. The lunch date was actually the internship interview, and it's like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to maim kids and send them to fight off in civil wars for Scandinavian countries where they're fighting over who controls the Ricola fortune. I don't know what's going on over there. It's fucking crazy. And then he arrives home. We see this guy from the second issue, that the dimensional lines are breaking down faster than once thought. Forgive my intrusion, but if we are to begin your training, this seemed like the time to start. Which is weird because he was straight up trying to kill our boy. But now he's like, you know what, I'll train him, and he looks like a big kitty cat. And we see Derek, he likes comics, he has terrible shoes, and he's got a game controller for a console that I've never seen before in my life. And then it cuts back to Darkstar, where the evil boss lady is, straight up raping the elderly. Darkstar is insane. It's like, they have dementia, they don't even realize what you're doing. You're doing this for yourself, you sick bitch. And you find out that Darkstar wants to get a hold of Sideways because he's got the powers. Pretty good. Pretty good.